Hello again. This is John Russo from week 4, server-side languages class. This is our final week, so I'd like to say I appreciate it. I thought it was an awesome class, and hopefully I will have you for some more classes. So, without further ado, I'm going to go through the program here. So, as expected, as required, we were required to do the client database. So what I did is I went ahead and created it following the steps that you provided, and this is the final product right here. So here you have my client database. I decided to go with a modal because I thought those are cool. So what it is when you first load it, it obviously looks for the data in the database, and it'll display it in styled fashion. But the steps, the first one would be to come through here, and you click Add. Once you click Add, it brings up the modal box, the form that you actually fill out. So I'm going to go ahead and fill one out. Fred Sanford. 1, 2, 3. See. And if I was to hit save now, it's going to give you the validation. It needs all the fields required. So I'm going to do F Sanford. And now, if I go ahead and start typing the URL, and if it's an invalid URL, go ahead and hit save, it gives you the error that the website was not valid. So, start the process again. I'm going to go Fred Sanford. Phone number. Email, fsanford@home.com. http://home.com. Alright, so I want to go ahead and put that in there. Go ahead and hit save, and it gives you the client has been added, and obviously the client has been added. Alright, say I wanted to come in here and edit because I actually meant to make those caps, so I'm going to come in here and edit this one. So I hit edit, and that same box will pop up, and I'm going to go ahead and make it caps with the S. You got the phone number. I go ahead and hit save. It says your edit was successful, and you can see that the caps were there. And finally, the last one was delete, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this. And what it does is it'll prompts you for that dialog box to make sure you hit OK, and the client goes away, and the confirmation pops up. So that's the database. I went with my New York City styling. So I'll shrink this down, and I'll take you through the code. Alright, so just as expected, this is the client database. And, it checks for the session first, and it unsets the session. This is where it assigns the username and password for the database and creates the connection. This is the data that it, if it finds post data, this is where it actually filters out and validates the URL. So if it doesn't have a valid URL, it'll give you this message. And if all this posted correctly, then it'll go ahead and give you the client has been added. This is the actual HTML that creates the site. Down here is where it collects your forms. This is the button I use to open the modal. This is where it actually selects all from IDs, order by ID. And then here is where it actually displays each, and it's a for loop, or excuse me, a for each loop that actually goes through the records in the database to display the content. Down here, this is the jQuery that you had that prompts for the fade in and fade out of the message, and in the confirmation box for deleting. Alright, over here in update, once you hit the update button, which is right here in this area, once you hit the update button, it takes you to the update.php, and it comes through here, and then it reloads that same box, but this time it logs into the database. This is the message it'll prompt if it goes through. Here it selects all the clients again, opens up the database connection, selects all the clients. This is where it validates the URL, gives you that error message if it wasn't valid, and then it goes through here, and then it will actually look for the data that pertains to the get for the ID and the client ID over here, so it'll display whichever one you select. And then once again it goes through the HTML and populates that. Down here, this is where it actually displays the data in the form box. And then then it goes back to the client's page where it actually repopulates, goes through the whole process again, displays the data if it's there. And then here, down here, if you find one that you want to delete, once again it goes through there, you select the delete button, and then that'll take you to the delete. And this is basically the same one from before. Delete from clients, it opens up the connection to the database. This is where it assigns the system message to the one that pertains to the delete. And then down here, this is where it does the SQL statement, delete from clients where the ID is the one you selected, and once again it takes you back to clients.php. This right here, actually, I believe it's what redoes the session, so it'll prompt up the appropriate message when you're done. And that is basically it in a nutshell. I'm going to use the same database and import the information from work that I needed, because it actually turns out perfect. I really appreciate it, and I hope to hear from you soon as far as the grades, and hopefully I'll have another class with you, because it was probably the best one I've had so far. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you very much.